Y'all need to have more grace with y'all parents. I've been through this whole dark night of the soul with my mama where I reflect on the things that she did wrong that affected me or whatever. But when you become adult and fully aware of yourself and taking accountability for what you do, you can't completely blame them for everything. I seen somebody video briefly. I didn't really read the whole thing or look at the whole thing, but they were saying a lot of our parents was mentally unstable, which to a degree is true, because you got to think the same problems that we experienced and now they experienced then. So now you can have empathy and put yourself in their shoes. I believe that's what a lot of y'all need to do. You sit up here and blame them for so much, but all of that is kind of past due. A lot of y'all should have been reflecting, like being 40 and 50 years old, blaming your parents for everything is kind of like you not really taking accountability for the things that you can do to increase your well-being, because they did the best they could in a lot of ways. And honestly, to me, they had a little bit more unity, but it was still a lot of underlying hurt and pain from a lot of things that they wasn't addressing, because they was taught to sweep shit under the rug and keep it going. So that had a way of playing on their minds too, that nobody really cared about what they was really going through. So imagine, fast forward, you going through that, you would feel some type of way of if people invalidated your experiences. That's why we got to start listening to each other and listen to understand and not listen to respond. But you got to think back to what I was saying. They was going through the same things that we going through now, like the cost of living. And then once they had you and brought the kids into the equation, it made them realize how hard life really is. It's like, damn, it's hard enough taking care of me, and now I got you in the equation. And it can make them like feel like you a burden, and that can be overwhelming. Okay, like damn, like I done got this kid, I can't even do all of the things that I want to do for myself, let alone them. So you start to resent even being a parent, because you know that they making life impossible, because they constantly moving the goalposts to make life harder and harder to survive. So y'all need to have a little bit more grace, and we need to try to start helping our parents if they open to that help. If not, if they in their feelings, then you just got to let them deal with things how they deal with it. Because I know my parents, she was in her feelings about a lot of stuff, but a lot of things she was doing, she shouldn't have been doing. She shouldn't have been trying to impress other family members. That's the problem too. If she would have just realized, like, look, I ain't got it and I'm going to stay doing what I can, even though she did stuff like, as she went, but some of that stuff she didn't even have to do. All she had to do was learn to love herself, and everything that she needed, she was going to track from there. But a lot of them parents felt like they had to fit in the constructs of society where they was going to be looked down upon. And that was the thing. A lot of people base stuff off of material things. If you ain't got this and that, you know what I'm saying, that you less than a person or whatever the case may be. And honestly, that's not true. Like, you do stuff at your own beat. You don't live by the standards of everybody else. What they say, don't be like the Joneses. Nobody. At the end of the day, the Joneses, all that shit is just synonymous to people trying to do too much to impress others, and we got to stop doing that, because that's why we became such a consumer society, is because we don't really think about the things that we buy. It's like, it's needs versus wants, you know what I'm saying? And for me personally, my financial situation been difficult, because just the same thing that our parents went through, because 1 minute is cool and it seemed like you able to sustain, so you go buy yourself something nice, you go out, you take your family out, and then all of a sudden you look back like, damn, I should have saved all that goddamn money, because I wasn't prepared for things to take such a drastic turn like this. And it's overwhelming, and it do has a profound effect on your mental health. So instead of judging and beating down your parents, we all need to learn how to work together and come together. Like, because at the end of the day, we can't take none of this stuff with us anyway. So if we learn how to be open to understanding each other and listening to what other people experience, so we can try to uplift the community, we actually will have a better understanding, and we won't be so hard on each other, because we will realize that, damn, I'm going through it too. But a lot of people try to negate the fact that they going through it, because they want to boost their ego up and try to make it seem like it ain't what it ain't, or ain't what it is. And at this point, it's like you kind of playing yourself. That's when you start to have that mental block and cognitive dissonance, because you trying to convince yourself of something that ain't real. Everybody's struggling. I don't give a fuck what your tax bracket is, because more money, more problems. And until we can realize that we inherit the earth and everything here for free, we all gonna continue to go through this stuff. That's the thing that people need to realize. Like, we are paying to live, and everything in Mother Nature is for free. And it's something that y'all need to unlock in y'all minds and realize that we all getting screwed. We should not be paying for something that's free. Why do they let settlers and colonizers come here, tear up everything in Mother Nature, and then charge you for it? How am I allowing you to charge me for destroying my environment? That's not right. So we got to start being more aware of that, so we can make better choices and actually start to become one with nature so things can benefit everybody. It shouldn't be just a few good men out here that got it and everybody else suffering. That's not right. So let's start having a little bit more grace and realizing that the same thing that happened to them is happening to us. It's not very much different. The timelines don't change, y'all. It's just the people. The people, the faces change, but the bullshit don't. What they say, the game stay the same, but the players change. So we got to stop playing the game because it's not benefiting nobody. It's literally destroying people's mental. So like, comment, subscribe. We're going to start breaking this stuff down. It's time. I think people really ready to hear the truth. I just want people to be prepared to do something about it, because it's one thing to listen and hear and be open to it, because we was in the age of Pisces where wasn't nobody trying to hear nothing. They was just cool and content. Now y'all see that being cool and content doesn't equate to growth. And, you know, it's time to really be open-minded to curating change so you can actually be in a situation that's going to benefit not only yourself but the people around you. Because what good is having stuff if nobody around you have anything? That should make you feel some type of way. And if it don't, that just show how disconnected and evil and selfish you are.